Andretti and Nicky Lauda.
Sports World is at Trenton, New Jersey, along with the great racing drivers of CART, the championship auto race teams. We're only minutes away from the start now on a race that has now been twice delayed by rain. And in fact, as we are ready to start this race, we have a 50% chance of rain here this afternoon. Good afternoon, I'm Paul Page, and Trenton, New Jersey is an unusual racetrack. It looks at first like an oval, but then when you look at the backstretch, you see that there is a small twist in the backstretch. And Gary Gerald, it's called the dogleg.
It's probably the most discussed aspect of this racetrack. Anytime the Indy Championship cars come here, Paul, drivers need experience. They want time on the track to master that little wiggle to the right on the back straightaway. Because of the rain, they haven't had as much practice as they would have liked.
The last time these great racing drivers came to Trenton, Bobby Unser literally owned the track. It was a twin race. He won both of them. Gary?
He broke a 3-year victory drought with those twin wins, and since that time, he's put together victories at Michigan and Watkins Glen. He's on the pole today. He's clearly the man to catch.
Anytime these championship racing cars run, the story is not only on the racetrack, it is in the pits. And down in the pits to cover that story for you today is Jay Lawrence.
It's butterfly time down here in the pits, Paul. That's the kind you get in your stomach before a race, not the kind you find in your backyard. We've got a green racetrack. All this rain has washed this racetrack clean, so we'll be watching the drivers as they rub in the tires. You'll see a little bit slower speeds as they feel out the track, but by the time they change tires, the first pit stop, it's going to speed up. You mentioned Bobby Unser. Sure, he's got to be the favorite, but watch Gordy Johncock, qualified second fastest. He's won here at Trenton before. He knows his way around, and he's going to be in the hunt. Want some dark horses? How about Tom Steve, a 2-time national champion, qualified third fastest and wants to be back up there. You've got Johnny Rutherford to watch, no question about it. Danny Ungaius is always fast. The question is, will he keep the car together? We'll find out when the green flag falls just a couple of minutes from right now.
So these crews have now pushed these thoroughbred racing cars out to the starting field, and we are ready for the start of this race. With Gary Gerald and Jay Lawrence, and Bobby Unser, the pole sitter, leads the field away. So 16 cars have now started their engines at Trenton International Speedway and are ready for 150 miles of competition. Here's the lineup. The front row on the pole, Bobby Unser, car number 12, a Penske PC7 powered by a Cosworth. Alongside him, car number 20, Gordon Johncock, a Penske PC6, again powered by the V8 Cosworth. The second row, car number 1, the bright yellow of Tom Sneva. It is a McLaren powered by a Cosworth. And alongside him in the beautiful black number 25 is Danny Ungaius, a P6B powered again by the V8 Cosworth. The third row, the Indianapolis 500-mile race winner, Rick Mears in car number 9, and alongside him in number 4 is Johnny Rutherford. He is in a McLaren Cosworth. The fourth row, car number 40, Wally Dallenbach in a PC6 powered by a Cosworth. Alongside in number 19 is Spike Gelhausen. He is in an Eagle powered by a 4-cylinder Drake. The fifth row is car number 36, Mike Mosley in an Eagle powered by a Cosworth. And alongside on the outside, car number 11, Tom Bagley in a PC6 Penske powered by a Cosworth. The sixth row, car number 41, in a McLaren Offie is Bill Alsop. Alongside in the beautiful blue, number 35, Tim Richmond in a Lightning powered by a Drake. The seventh row, way back, is car number 2, Al Unser. His older car, a Lola, powered by a Cosworth. Alongside him is Joe Saldana, car number 69, an Eagle, powered by an Offenhauser engine. And Larry Cannon, alone at the back of the pack, car number 95, a Wildcat, powered by a DGS 4-cylinder engine. And we have reports that Tom France, whose car still sits on jacks at pit row, will be able to join the competition, though he will not see the green flag at the start of this race. Larry Cannon may be pulling into the pits for an early stop, but the green flag is out. They are racing at Trenton, New Jersey, and Bobby Unser jumps into the lead, followed by Gordon Johncock. Tom Sneva in third position, heading for the second turn.
Taking a move on the backstretch, Paul. Rick Mears is moved by Danny Ungaius. Wally Dallenbach also trying to get by Ungaius back in the pack.
The field stringing its way through the dogleg and heading for the third turn, working through number 3. Bobby Unser continues to lead, but Gordon Johncock closing up now, coming off the fourth turn and heading for the conclusion of lap number 1. it will be Bobby Unser, Gordon Johncock, Tom Schneever, Rick Mears, Danny Ongaias, and Wally Dallenbach has dropped into the 5th position. So are we racing? A nice, safe start. 150 miles, 100 laps to go in competition at Trenton International Speedway. And Larry Cannon, who slowed just before the start, is in competition now, though well back behind the field. Here are your leaders. Bobby Unser being chased by Gordon Johncock off of the 4th turn, down toward the start-finish line. Unser will lead them on lap number 2. Unser, Johncock, Sneva, Mears, Ongaias, Dallenbach has dropped back just a bit, and Mike Mosley has begun now to close on the tail end of the number 40 car of Wally Dallenbach.
Al Unser at the back of the pack with that Lola moving by Tim Richmond over in turn number 2, trying to pick up ground as the leaders thread their way through the dogleg. Unser just now coming to the dogleg. A long way to go, and an interesting story there, Paul. After the crash last week, prior to one of the rain delays, unable to get the chaparral ready, he's electing to save it, getting set for the Labor Day competition at the California 500. So running a car that he has not seen competition in since Atlanta earlier this season.
This is the 27th race for Bobby Unser, but here is his brother Al Unser, a 3-time Indianapolis champion who, because he did have that accident with his car in the practice here, is forced to start with the Lola, a car that is not his favorite and he says does not run well on these short racetracks. Nevertheless, he's trying to move up through the field now. Gordon Johncock spinning into the wall, backs the car into the wall on the 4th turn. Johncock backing that Penske into the wall. Johncock is still in the cockpit. The car is in the center of the racetrack. Gordon Johncock, car number 20, the North American Van Lines Pace Center, sitting in the center of the racetrack on the exit to the 4th turn. The rescue crews are now with Johncock. Here it is, just a quick little loop into the wall. Serious damage to the back of the race car. And that has got to be a heartbreak for Johncock.
Good alert move by the rest of the field, Paul, as we see Gordy now, as we get back to the live picture, walking away from the car, but the traffic able to tuck down. Anytime you have one of the front runners in trouble, there's the problem automatically of debris and avoiding the car that had the problem. And Johncock appears to be all right, certainly disgusted and frustrated at this point, but primarily we're pleased to report he is safe as he begins to unzip and pull off the head mask now and talk to the safety officials.
Always a worrisome moment when someone in the lead spins on the early laps, and that was on lap number 3. Johncock sitting in the 2nd position when he lost control, coming off of the 4th turn, backed it into the wall. Severe damage to his race car. So we are under the yellow now at Trenton International Speedway. Bobby Unser is our leader. Let's go back to Rahway State Prison. Here is Marv Albert.
I'm so glad to see you're all right, Gordy. That had to be a horrible disappointment to you.
Well, yes, it was. I don't know what happened. I know something broke on the car, Jay, but I don't know what happened. I was about halfway through the corner or something, and I felt the car let down, and I just couldn't keep it straight. I was running pretty hard in the corner and couldn't keep it straight enough to keep it from spinning.
Did you come close to anybody else?
No, fortunately, everybody missed me. Everybody done a heck of a job. I was running 2nd right behind Bobby, you know, and had the whole field behind me, and fortunately, everybody done a great job and didn't even come close to me.
Bobby Unser is our current leader. We'll probably have a different configuration later on. Everyone's about ready to go to the pits at State